There aren't many better days in a mountain biker's calendar than new bike day. And for me, today is that day. I'm going to show you my new bike and take it on its first ride, which should be awesome. But as you're going to come to see, not all new bike days are created equal. So arriving home from work one day, I was met with this rather exciting box, filled with plenty of exciting parts and lots of packaging. And I cannot wait to put this bike together. Set up a little workstation there, started unpacking all the cardboard and gubbins that came with it. And I think it's time to put this baby together. So it's time for some bike assembly ASMR. Amazing. So I'm not going to tease you guys any longer. Let me show you the bike. This is my brand new 2024 Santa Cruz Hightower. A size large carbon 29er trail bike with 150mm Fox 36 up front and 145mm of rear suspension. Now I'm not going to bore you with all the technical specifications right at this point, but I think you'll agree this thing looks like a beast. So I'm at the stage now where I've just finished indexing the gears. I've got all the parts on and I've pretty much set it up sort of as standard. So as I ride it for the first couple of times, I'll have to tighten things up or loosen them, adjust things just to get it right for me. So the first ride's always a bit strange as you're sort of learning the settings, but I think I'm pretty much ready to hit the trails. Let's get it in the car. I want somewhere easy to test this bike for the first time, so I've come here to Cannock Chase. With 2 easy red trails, this should have everything I need. A few technical elements, a couple of steep uphills and some flowing descents, but it's all relatively easy, perfect for the first ride. Arriving at the trail car park, it was hard to contain my excitement, so I got riding. Okay, testing out my brand new Santa Cruz Hightower, let's go. Drop. So I've been on the bike for a total of 10 minutes and first thoughts, yeah, it feels great. Of course, I haven't quite fine-tuned it to sort of my specification, a bit more air in the shocks and things and, a few tweaks in pressures and geometries every now and then, but yeah, it feels really good. So the first thing I want to test is the cornering. Right, let's see how this baby corners. A bit dusty, so I've got to be careful today. Even on gradual corners and small berms, I can already feel that this bike is nimble and easy to move around. The steering is light and slows the bike itself. This bodes well for more technical riding later on. Now, it's hard not to get too carried away when testing a new bike. Everything about you wants to go faster, but when riding a pristine new bike, there will be nothing worse than making a mistake, crashing and scratching my brand new frame. That would just be the worst. Definitely still got a lot to get used to, cornering and balance points and things. And no sooner had I said that, yeah, all right. Just my ego that's bruised. Worst case scenario come true. Luckily, I think the bike's okay. Well, just as I was coming through those corners, I was about to say to the camera, I've got to take it a bit easy because of course my brakes aren't fully bedded in. The tyres may not have the right pressures on. And of course I don't really know the balance point of the bike as well, so corners and turning is still a bit unknown. And as I had that thought, I washed out on that gravel. Gutted, but luckily it doesn't look like I've scratched the new bike, and that is the most important thing. Oh no, I've got a little scratch, don't know if you can see, just on there. Well, at least she's broken in, as is my calf muscle as well. Oh well, crack on. So I've just changed from riding an Enduro bike to a trail bike,
and one of the reasons for this is that I want a better pedalling efficiency. So the Cannock hills are a good place to see how the Hightower is going to pedal. On these gradual hills, the bike makes short work of the gradients and feels comfortable and efficient. But what about something a bit more intense?
So I know how the bike climbs, but how does it really climb?
This lungbuster of a hill is steep and challenging, but the Hightower feels powerful and controlled. Both wheels feel grounded, and there was no front wheel lift like I used to get on my long slack Enduro bike. This is definitely a win for the uphills.
Yes. Whew.
Being a more agile bike, the Hightower is also more effective on the tight switchback, making the whole uphill experience a lot more enjoyable, even for someone as unfit as me. So climbing is a win, and as I rode, I also got the chance to see how this bike handles on slower, low-level technical features, like some of the small rock steps, rollers, and of course, the formidable Stegosaurus rock garden. All of which the Hightower handled with ease. All this is good, but the most important question is how does it handle descending?
So I'm going to take this nice and cruisy, get a feel for the bike, see how it handles around the trees, and there's a little drop somewhere. Should be really good for getting a feel for how it handles. Got to remember that my brakes aren't bedded in yet.
Yeah, I've already dropped my bike once, and I would really like to avoid doing it again. It would be really nice to have something smart for longer than just 5 minutes out of the box. And so far it seems to be handling the descents really well.
Little drop. So I'm pretty stoked. Just pulled over for a quick drink of water. Bloke comes past and says, "Bloody lovely looking bike that, mate." Absolutely chuffed. Awesome. The keen-eyed among you will also realise that I've matched my bike to the colour of my helmet, apparently. Who knew? So despite having not really hit any real jumps, I've gone through all of my rear suspension, so I definitely need to have a little tweak with that. I don't have one of those little red rings on this, but you can see I've gone through a fair shout of my front suspension too, so definitely going to have to tweak those bad boys.
Filling the gap between a big trail bike and a small enduro bike, the Hightower is designed to sit in that sweet spot between uphill efficiency and downhill capability. And for what I've experienced today, I'm impressed at how this bike handles. Jumping on a new bike is easy to make constant comparisons to your old or previous bike. Mine was the Cube Stereo with 160mm of front suspension and 150 in the rear. A machine built for descending on rough terrain, so I'm really interested in how the Hightower compares to this. Because I still want a bike that's extremely capable of descending, but something that's a little more playful on the trail and more capable on the climbs. And thankfully, this bike seems to be hitting that sweet spot so far. But only time will tell as I take it to different locations and ride a few different environments. So, as my ride comes to an end, I'm really happy with my new bike.
Ooh, nice.
The Hightower has impressed me with the first ride, and although I need to make a few tweaks to the handling, I can't wait to take it on some more challenging terrain, which you'll see in next week's video. So thanks for joining me today. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more awesome mountain bike content and hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. I'll see you down in the comments.